The Schrodinger's cat box.
Hello, this is Dan Nobles and welcome to the Schrodinger cat box. Today we're going to talk a little bit about extraterrestrials. Alien life, or the possibility of alien life beyond the Earth, has been something that has captured the imagination of mankind since the beginning of mankind, really. Well, maybe not that far back, but quite a far ways back. We've looked up at the stars and wondered, are we really alone? And you're in luck today because everybody's been asking this question and I have the answer for you. And the answer is no, we're not alone. Yes, there is alien life. So how do I say that with such conviction? Well, if you look at the size of the universe, study the size of the universe, there's nobody on Earth who can comprehend or even begin to comprehend the vastness of the universe and the infinite nature of the universe. But when you look into it and you study that sort of thing, then you begin to see just how infinite the universe, at least have a slight grasp. And with that slight grasp, you can begin to see that there's no way with this infinitely small speck of dust that we're on, that this is the only occurrence in the universe. The universe has never worked that way from what we know. And we have to go by what we know. We can't go by what we think we know or what we haven't proven yet. The possibility of life, because of the repetitive nature of the universe, that's enough for me. If you need more, then I would suggest that you study the sheer size of the universe as much as you can in order to get a grasp of that. Once you have that, there'll be no doubt in your mind that there is life out there. Then once you have decided that, yes, there's life out there, then you have to start thinking, it brings up other questions like, if there's life out there, is it intelligent life? Is it lower microbial life? What is it? I mean, what are the possibilities there? I think personally, this is my opinion, I think that microbial life is going to be the first life that we find, and we'll probably find that within our own solar system. One of the frozen moons, like I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Europa is one of the good candidates. It will possibly be able to look into and find microbial life or some other type of life. But given that, what are the possibilities of there being actually intelligent life? And I think that the possibility of that is very good. In fact, I believe without a doubt that there is intelligent life out there. So then that begs another question. If there's intelligent life out there, have they visited us in the past? Are they visiting us now? Or if none of those are true, will they visit us in the future? Well, if you take those three, the past, present, future, separately, and you think about, first just take the past. There's some arguments for ancient aliens and things like that. And I think that, and that's the thought, that aliens have visited us in the past and helped out mankind in some way, given us knowledge or whatever they, came here to do, to mine minerals or whatever. And when you think about that, I tend to be kind of split down the middle on that. For one thing, I think that we don't give our ancestors enough credit for what they accomplished. The human race, when it's driven to accomplish the thing that it wants to accomplish, we can actually do it. So I think ancient man accomplished a lot that, we look back on and we say, how was that done? It's not, that's just not possible, but yes, it is possible. The other thing is, there is a lot of unexplained things that have been left behind in the past. There are relics that we don't understand how it was done completely. And it does seem like some help was given. So there's a lot of those things that need further investigation. So that's the past. For the present, have aliens actually visited us now? I mean, are we being visited by aliens? That's where you get into all the abduction stories and UFO and all this sort of thing. And the thing about that is there's so much out there that it's hard to weed out the bad from the good. You know, the things that might have been hoaxes. A lot of times those are weeded out, but a lot of times there's just things that have happened that can't be explained away. So I haven't personally seen an extraterrestrial. I've seen a few things that I can't explain, but it didn't tell me that what I saw was alien or extraterrestrial. It definitely told me it was something that was mysterious and I didn't have an explanation for, and everybody that I've talked to has not had an explanation for. So there's something going on. We have a lot of fuzzy video, fuzzy pictures, and that doesn't really help much until we have the definitive alien coming down and introducing himself. We won't have that kind of proof. At least in the general public, we won't. And I'll be the first one to say that if that did happen, or does happen, then there will be thousands of people that say, nope, it didn't happen. They may, even go up and see the alien and they will say, no, it's not possible. It didn't happen. That's just the way things are. An alien could take a rock and hit you upside the head and you would say, it fell out of the sky. That wasn't an alien. Anyway, so aliens in the future, will they visit the Earth? The answer to that is, as long as the Earth is still around by the time they visit, if they haven't visited already or are currently visiting, then yes, they will visit in the future. Now, the question that comes up, or the statement that comes up when you talk about aliens that may have visited in the past, present, or future is, one side says no, that cannot possibly happen because of the vast distances that have to be traversed. According to physics, that's not possible. But when we look at physics and we look at our different areas of scientific study, it's very easy for us to say, yes, we know the answer. We know what with our current state of knowledge, we know what is possible and what is not possible, but we don't. And the reason I say that, if you look back and look at the history of, just take physics, for example, just the discipline of physics. When you look at how discoveries were made, somebody discovered something. Somebody else come along and looked at that discovery and built upon it, discovered something different. Somebody else came along, looked at that discovery, and found out that wasn't quite right, or it was completely wrong, and created something new, a new type of discovery. Somebody else came along, and it goes on and on and on up the ladder like that. And that's how our disciplines of science are being molded. So to say that we know exactly what can and can't be done right now, that we've reached that point, we are here, we are the mass intelligent beings of the universe, is completely idiotic. So I think that saying that a race of beings, when you think about, you consider the different types of beings, and I think this was brought up by Michio Kaku, the different classes of beings, like those that are in the class that they're so far advanced they are controlling star power. When you get to that point, we can't even comprehend what those beings would be like. And when they look back at us, they can't really comprehend us either. They'd see us as lower life, but they're like, whatever. I don't know how to comment on whether they would be benevolent or not. I mean, they may say, well, we need the resources of the earth, let's just take it. Or they may say, well, that's a growing life form and they're respective of that and they move on. I don't know. Hopefully they're advanced enough to where they can harness the power of the sun and they get what they need and move on. But if they're at that state, then I don't really even think that they're too much interested in us at all. You'd have to have one of the lower classes of extraterrestrial that's not quite harnessing the power of the sun, that has reached a technological civilization advancement, but higher than ours, but not too high. And I believe that there's plenty of them out there, whether they have the technology or have made the discoveries necessary to go through wormholes and traverse the vast distances to find us. And if they would find us or look elsewhere, I mean, it's a big universe. It's all up to conjecture, but for me, I know they're out there. Have they visited us? Have they visited us yet? There's no evidence yet. But I'm going to say before the first 50 years of this century is over, we will find microbial life, whether it be, something that comes in on a meteor or during our exploration of our own solar system. So that's my thoughts. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are. Do you believe in extraterrestrial life? If you don't, state your views, why you think they don't exist, or why you think they do exist. Have you personally been abducted? Have you met an alien? Have you talked to an alien? And try to be serious. I mean, there's a lot of people out there hoaxing, and a lot of nutcases that, oh yes, I was taken aboard the ship and they gave me mass knowledge and I'm the king ruler of the universe. No. Try to be a little bit scientific about it if you can. Anyway, I'll talk to you later.